Pakistan has responded back in retaliation to this Indian aggression. We shot down three Indian planes, one in Aknor, one in Ambala, one near Jammu, and we've shot down an Indian drone and multiple quadcopters. Because we were foreseeing this, we were ready for an attack. After the Pahalgam incident, we had offered India a transparent and impartial investigation into the matter, but we had received no response. And it's unfair to link Pakistan to the Pahalgam incident because India could not provide any evidence. We'd been asking for evidence because the Pahalgam area is a good 200 kilometers away from the Pakistani line of control. The first information report was registered 10 minutes after the incident. The police arrived 1 hour 30 minutes after the incident. And Prime Minister Modi was being questioned by his own countrymen as to what evidence is there against Pakistan. And you see, we're the frontline state against terrorism. We've laid down 90,000 lives in this war against terrorism. Even today, we're fighting a war against terrorism. We had 7 casualties in a terrorist attack earlier in Balochistan. So the Indian aggression is without any justifiable cause. They've crossed all limits. They've launched missiles on our civilian population, innocent civilians, women and children we've lost. There are injured in the hospitals. So I think Pakistan had a right to respond, and we've rightly responded and shot down 3 of their planes.
And Minister, just to go back there to that investigation into the incident on the 22nd of April when at least 26 people were killed. India says that 2 of the 4 suspects for that were Pakistani citizens. I know you say they haven't presented you with any evidence of that, but have you attempted to carry out your own investigation into who the perpetrators of that attack may have been?
You see, no group claimed responsibility, and India could not even provide a shred of evidence linking anyone to Pakistan. You see, there are 900,000 Indian soldiers in illegally occupied Indian Kashmir. And those soldiers are there to subjugate the Kashmiri population, the indigenous Muslims of Kashmir, and to torture them. And India has always usurped the fundamental rights of the Kashmiri population. Now, my question
is... But given how... Sorry, just to interrupt you, Minister, just to stay on that point for a moment. Given how fraught you've said things have been in the last 2 weeks, just to ask my question again, have you made efforts to try and uncover who might have been behind that attack, given what it has triggered in the last 2 weeks?
Pakistan even offered the United Kingdom to become a part of the panel of experts to inquire into the incident, because the area of the incident is 200 kilometers away from Pakistan, and Pakistan had absolutely nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. It was India's job to provide some evidence against Pakistan. They came up with sketches of the perpetrators, but apparently they could not be traced by India. So you see, they could not even provide one single fact against Pakistan, linking Pakistan to that incident. And they wanted to create an atmosphere whereby they could find a cause to attack Pakistan. We are engaged in our western regions. We are fighting the terrorists on our western borders. And this has been an attempt by India to divert Pakistan's attention from there. Pakistan's made significant economic recovery in the past year. So I think India is the aggressor, India is the provocator, Pakistan has acted in self-defense, and the planes that we've shot down and the drone that we've shot down, that is in self-defense, and our civilian population, which has been targeted, our mosque that has been targeted. There was no justifiable cause, because you see, when we are fighting terrorists, how can we promote terrorism? And India, on the other hand, has been promoting terrorism. We've captured their spy, Kulbhushan Yadav, who's a naval commissioned officer, who's in our custody. They've been involved in transnational regression. They've assassinated Sikhs in Canada, Hardeep Singh Najjar, in Australia, in the US.
They absolutely reject those allegations. But just to go back to the events of tonight, and when you're talking about the 5 locations where India has targeted, as you say, civilian populations and mosques, do you have any information, and I know this is in the immediate aftermath, as to how many of those civilians have been injured or killed? We heard from one of your colleagues earlier that the death toll may be at 7 people now.
Yes, there have been casualties. I cannot confirm the number right now, but what I can confirm is that I had visited the line of control with foreign journalists, with local journalists a few days before to refute the Indian allegations. And tomorrow morning, we were supposed to go to 2 of these sites, in Bahawalpur and in Muneeb, Our itinerary was finalized. Our plan was finalized. The journalists were to accompany us. They were told and confirmed. So we had to go to these places tomorrow morning to show the journalists that there are no terror camps and there are only civilians living there. There are civilian populations, there's civilian accommodations, and it's a peaceful area. So this attack is unjustified. It's absolutely blind aggression, and we're responding to that, and we will keep responding. It's an unfolding situation, and the casualties are mostly women and children, and we will obviously retaliate, and our response is already underway. Thank you very much.
Okay, and just talk to us a little bit more about that response. You were saying that 3 planes have been shot down. You also said a drone and multiple quadcopters, and we don't have confirmation from India of that yet. Do you have any more detail you can share about that?
So I can confirm the areas in Akhnur, in Ambala, in Jammu, in Barnala. These are the places where the planes have been shot down through missiles, and we've also shot down a big drone. So we are also confirming the locations where these planes have been shot down. So I think that's evidence enough.
Okay. And again, we were speaking earlier to Ahmed Sharif, the spokesperson for the Pakistan Armed Forces, and he told us that the Pakistan military is also on the ground along the line of control and is exchanging fire with Indian forces at this time. Do you have any more information on that?
Yes, that situation is also ongoing at this point in time. We're responding, we are retaliating to this unjustified attack. And yes, ground forces have also responded to Indian aggression. So it's an evolving situation, and we will give you more information as we receive it.
Okay. And at any diplomatic level or leadership level, has there been any contact between any of your colleagues and any members of the Indian government tonight?
There's been no diplomatic contact whatsoever. The diplomatic contact that we had with different countries, the Prime Minister spoke to Marco Rubio, the US Secretary of State, the Iranian President, the Malaysian Prime Minister, the UN Secretary General a couple of times. He met the Ambassador of the United Kingdom, the Ambassador of Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Turkey, China. And we had presented our case very, very strongly that we're the frontline state against terrorism. We have nothing to do with these incidents. And we've also offered an investigation. And India was creating a war hysteria, unjustifiably so, without a shred of evidence against Pakistan. And we had already said that they plan to attack Pakistan, and they will do so. And by attacking civilian populations, I think they've shown their intention, and Pakistan is responding, and our response is underway on the ground and in the air.
So, Minister, what do you see happens next now? We do have an appeal from the United Nations Secretary General, from spokesperson for restraint tonight. What do you see as the next stage? And I know, as you said, this is an ongoing and evolving situation.
You see, India is the aggressor. India is the provocator. We've never struck first. Pakistan has always acted in self-defense. But whenever we've acted in self-defense, we've given a befitting response, and our response is underway, and operational details are coming in, and we will share them with you as and when they come. Thank you very much.
And so at this point, if you said there's no contact at a diplomatic level, what, in the hours ahead, what do you see happening?
I think because our response is underway and we're responding to the aggression, and we've shot down planes, we've shot down a drone. So in this situation, how can diplomatic contact take place? So I think the situation is ongoing, it's evolving, and it's a situation that is going on. Okay. And we will get back to you as soon as we have more information, because it's an ever-changing situation at this point in time.